Welcome. This is the Learning Associate Network. Let me tell you what I have been hearing from educators all over the world. AI is going to replace us. Students are just cheating with ChatGPT. I do not understand this technology. How am I supposed to teach with it? And underneath all of that, there is something deeper, something we are not always saying out loud, and that is fear. Fear that we are becoming obsolete. Fear that everything we have built our careers on is being disrupted. Fear that we cannot keep up. And I get it, and I really do. But here is what I need you to understand. AI is not the enemy, and you are not being replaced. Today, we're going to talk about teaching in the age of generative AI, not from a place of fear or resistance, but from a place of clarity, intention, and humanity. Because the question is not whether AI will be part of education, because it already is. The question is, how do you use it without losing ourselves? I want us to start by acknowledging the fear, because if we do not name it, we cannot move through it. When AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and others becoming mainstream, the education world panicked. We started hearing things like students are cheating, they are not learning, we need to ban AI. And I understand that response because change is uncomfortable, especially when it feels like it is happening to us and not with us. But here's the reality. Banning AI is like banning calculators in the 1980s or even the internet in the 1990s. It does not stop the change. It just makes us irrelevant. The students are using AI, whether we allow it in school or not. They're using it at home, they're using it at work, they're using it for their homework, for research, and for creative projects. So the question is not, how do we stop them? The question is, how do we teach them to use it responsibly, ethically, and intelligently? But before we can do that, we have to deal with our own resistance. And that resistance often comes from a deeper place. It comes from the fear that if AI can write essays, generate lesson plans, and answer questions instantly, what value do we then bring to the table? And that's a real question, a painful one at that, but I can say that it is also the wrong question because teaching has never been about delivering information. It has always been about connection, guidance, mentorship, and presence. AI can generate content, sure, but AI cannot replace a teacher who sees a student, who believes in a student, who challenges a student to think deeper. Now, let me talk about something that we do not discuss enough, and that is the emotional readiness for AI. We'll talk about the technical skills, we'll talk about training teachers to use AI tools, but we do not talk about the emotional journey of adapting to this change. Because adopting AI in education is not just a technical shift, it is an identity shift. For decades, teachers have been the primary source of knowledge in the classroom. We prepare lessons, we deliver information, and we assess understanding. But now, a student can ask AI a question and get a detailed, well-structured answer in seconds. Sincerely, that can feel very destabilizing. It can feel like the ground beneath you is shifting. And if we do not process that emotionally, we will resist AI out of fear, not out of wisdom. And here is what emotional readiness looks like. Number one, we acknowledge the discomfort. You do not just have to pretend this is easy. It is okay to feel uncertain. It is okay to feel threatened, but you must name it. Number two, separating your worth from your methods. Your value as an educator is not in the information you deliver. It is in the relationship you build, the critical thinking you inspire, and the humanity you bring to the classroom. Number three, being willing to learn. If you approach AI with curiosity instead of fear, you will discover that it is not here to replace you. It is here to amplify you. Because here's the truth. The educator who will thrive in the age of AI are not the ones who resist it. They are the ones we integrated with intention. Now, I want to talk about what AI cannot do because this is where the power lies. Number one, AI cannot build relationships. A student might use AI to write an essay. But when the student is struggling emotionally, when they are dealing with anxiety, when they need someone to believe in them, they do not turn to AI, they turn to you. Number two, AI cannot teach critical thinking. AI generates answers, but it cannot teach a student how to ask better questions. It cannot teach them how to evaluate sources, challenge assumptions, or think independently. That is your job as a teacher, and it is important now than ever. Number 3, AI cannot model values. Students learn integrity, empathy, resilience, and courage by watching the adults in their lives. AI can give them information, but you show them what it means to be human. And number 4, AI cannot adapt in real time to a student's emotional state. You can. You can see when a student is shutting down. You can adjust your approach. You can offer encouragement at the exact moment it is needed. AI is powerful, but it does not care. It does not feel. It does not know your student the way you do. This is why you are irreplaceable. Not because you have all the answers, but because you are human. And education is a deeply human endeavor. So instead of fearing AI, what if we used it to free ourselves from the things that drain us? What if AI handled the repetitive task of grading multiple choice quizzes, of generating first draft of lesson plans, organizing data, so we can focus on what we do best, which is building relationships, inspiring curiosity, mentoring growth. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it is only as good as the person using it. I want to pause here for a moment because what we're discussing here is exactly why we have created structured learning spaces at the Learning Associate Network, where many educators and students know something is wrong with them, but they do not always have the language, the tools, or the support to help them heal and move forward. Our courses are designed to help you process academic trauma, build emotional intelligence, and confidently teach and learn in today's evolving education landscape. I will share more at the end of this video. Now, let us talk about how to use AI ethically and compassionately in education. Number 1, teach students to use AI as thought partner, not a shortcut. So instead of banning AI, teach students to use it to brainstorm, to explore ideas, to challenge their thinking. For example, a student could use AI to generate 5 different perspectives on a historical event and then critically analyze which perspective is most credible and why. That is not cheating, that is learning. Number 2, be transparent about AI use. If you use AI to generate a lesson plan or a quiz, tell your student, model responsible AI use. Show them that it is a tool, not a replacement for thinking. Number 3, create assignments that require human input. AI can write an essay, but it cannot reflect on personal experience. It cannot connect a concept to a student's own life. It cannot engage in a Socratic dialogue. So design assessments that require students to think, to create, to connect, not just to produce. Number 4, address equity. Not all students have equal access to AI tools. Be mindful of this. Do not create a classroom where only students with resources can benefit. Number 5, prioritize critical thinking over content generation. The goal is not to produce more content faster. The goal is to think better, to question more deeply, and to engage more authentically. AI can help you with that, but only if we use it emotionally. And here is a part that is compassionate. As educators, we need to give ourselves grace as we navigate this. You do not have to be an AI expert overnight. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do need to stay curious, to stay open, and to stay grounded in the values that made you a teacher in the first place. So let me leave you with this. AI is not here to replace you. It is here to challenge you to step more fully into your humanity. Because the skills that matter most in education, connection, empathy, critical thinking, mentorship, are the very skills that AI cannot replace. If we use AI as tools to amplify our strength rather than a threat to our existence, we will not just survive this shift, we will lead it. I know this is overwhelming. I know it feels like the ground is shifting beneath you, but you have adapted before. You adapted to online learning. You adapted to new curricula. You adapted to every change education has thrown us. And I promise you, you will adapt to this. Not by abandoning who you are, but by becoming even more of who you are. More human, more intentional, more present. If you're ready to navigate the age of AI with confidence, if you want to learn how to integrate AI into your teaching without losing yourself, I invite you to check our course, Teaching in the Age of Generative AI, at the Learning Associate Networks. The course will help you to understand AI tools, use them ethically, responsibly. It will also help you design AI integrated lessons and stay grounded in your humanity while embracing innovation. The link is in the description below. Remember this, AI is not the enemy. Fear is. And the antidote to fear is not resistance. It is education, it is intention, and it is humanity. Thank you again for watching. And remember that you are not being replaced. You are being invited to evolve. And I believe you are more than capable of rising to this moment. See you on the next one. Bye for now.